Casper and Dennis here for Submission Radio, proudly brought to you by Massage. She's sitting here with Ben 10, just days away from UFC Adelaide. We haven't seen you in a while, man. It's been a while. Why the big break in between fights, and how's your time been in between then?
Yeah, it's been good. You know, I've been traveling around the world a lot. I had a free kids seminar back in my hometown in Sioux Falls. That was a big hit. And
that's how you know Ben's a nice guy. It was free seminar in Sioux Falls. You could have made millions, but you decided to pass up.
Yeah, but
opportunity.
Yeah, it's for kids, you know. Like, why would you? Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I've just been traveling around a lot. I went to Hong Kong, did some commercials and stuff.
Oh, what commercials?
I did one for Cigna Health Insurance. So I did like a workout tutorial, like how to do push-ups and sit-ups for like people that don't know how to work out. And yeah, it was a really cool experience, man.
I feel like the sequel to that commercial is going to be a little bit more advanced. Knockout punches, things of that sort.
Yeah, man. Spinning hook kick to the nose.
I'm surprised there was no dance number. I think that's more of a Japanese sort of commercial, but I think people are going to start looking for these ads now. Everyone's excited to have you back here in Adelaide. I feel like your fight with Wilson is one of those fights that's sort of going under the radar, but it's going to be one of the most exciting fights on the night. What did you think when you saw that Reyes was going to be your next opponent and that you'd be fighting him on this card in Adelaide?
Man, super excited. You know, he's a veteran. He was a title challenger at one point, and you know, he's just a great fighter, and to be able to fight him is an honor. So like, I'm very excited for this fight and to show everyone like what I can do.
Do you think that's sort of one of the reasons why it is a good fight? Because he fought for the belt previously. Obviously, you beat Tim Elliott, another title challenger. You're sort of going up against these guys who have had the massive experience, and they're good, I guess, for your name if you, assuming all goes well.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like, I'm always up for the challenge. Like, I really love fighting people that are ranked higher than me. Like, that's like the ultimate challenge is to fight like the title holder, but you know, like the people that have fought the title holders are very good too.
It's very interesting because obviously like your last fight was in Perth. Now we're going to see you in Adelaide. Apart from traveling the world, making commercials, doing seminars for kids, what have you implemented in your training, and what kind of Ben 10 do you think we'll see come fight night or fight morning in Adelaide?
Yeah, I made some small adjustments to my training schedule, like when I train, what I'm training, just so I'm not as overtrained going into fights and stuff. So a lot of science going into it, like, and my numbers have been showing, like, I track like my resting heart rate, or HRV, and all that stuff. And just I feel like the best me right now. It's like, this is the best Ben 10 UFC.
You hear a lot about fighters talking about overtraining, and it seems like something that's, even though it seems simple, it's so hard to find that balance. Do you find that something that affected you potentially in your last few fights, the Jussier Formiga fight, which would have been a bit of a tough one for you?
I think it did affect me, not to like the point where it's like some fighters are going in like really bad. Like I've always been on the radar on like how to train and like reading at like the newest articles in science and stuff like that, but this time kind of scaled it back even more, but like training more specific drills and just the timing of when I'm training has really changed.
It's interesting to mention you're still like reading articles and like trying to wrap your head around the science of it. I almost feel like you're teaching your coach things. Is that kind of like that? Is there a moment where your coach is like, Ben, we're going to do this for you, and you're like, actually, I read that this is actually something better to do?
Not really. I run everything myself. So I have my coaches, you know, my striking coach, jiu-jitsu coach, and I just tell them, hey, this is what I need to do today. And he'll like tell me like, all right, we need to work on these drills, and you know, we all kind of work together type of thing. It's not like one person's telling the other. It's like we're a team 10.
Team 10, of course. Why do you sort of prefer that, and what is it about that works for you? Because a lot of fighters, they're sort of in these massive camps, these massive gyms, and then you got a few select guys. Like Tony Ferguson is a guy that comes to mind. He sort of talks about how he runs his own camp and people just kind of work for him in a sense.
Sure.
Why did you sort of choose to do that initially?
I feel like I'm in control, and when I'm in control and I know exactly what's going on, I feel a lot more confident that my training is actually paying dividends. When I can see the numbers, when you can put it on paper, you can really get motivation, confidence, that sort of thing from being like that person. But I can see why other people don't want to anything to do. They just want to train. Like it's a very complicated.
It's a lot of work for you as well, right? Managing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it does work for me, and it's got its ups and downs. Like sometimes I'm like stressing out, like, oh man, I got to hit these workouts at these times. But like at the end of the day, like I feel more confident being in control.
Obviously, Wilson Reyes had that fight with Demetrius Johnson. He challenged for the title, as you mentioned. What were your thoughts when you saw that Demetrius had left the UFC? And were you disappointed that you might never get a chance to fight a guy like that? Because, I mean, you just mentioned you love a challenge.
Yeah, very surprising. I think it was a shocker to everyone. I think that whole week, with the whole Floyd Mayweather thing, the flyweight division, where it was going, that whole week was a roller coaster. Like, I was like, what's going to happen next? Is
a few articles for you to read in a few magazines.
Is a meteorite going to come hit me in the nose today? Like, what's going to happen? So, it was a big shocker to see DJ leave. But, you never know. We might end up fighting each other someday.
Do you ever see yourself potentially sort of, I guess, going after him? If like it reminds me of almost like Randy Couture going after Fedor Emelianenko. He just wanted that fight. Is that something that kind of goes through your mind?
Yeah, for sure. Like, he's the pound-for-pound best fighter, and that's the ultimate challenge. It's like climbing Mount Everest, man. Like, I could definitely see it. Like, I could definitely see myself going after it. But like right now, I'm just focused on one fight, and that's the one ahead of me.
I guess it's an interesting position to be in. You're in a division where you're not certain whether or not it's going to be around in the future. And I know usually a fighter's goals would be, I want to work my way up to the title. I want to work my way up to the champion. But now Cejudo's fighting TJ Dillashaw. And there's these rumors around the fact if TJ wins, then the division basically disappears. So how do you stop that from sort of, I suppose haunting you when you think about the future of the division, your future as well in the UFC?
Hey, there's things that you can control and there's things that you can't. And that thing you can't control. And as a top athlete, you have to focus on things that you can control and just shelf the things that may affect your career and stuff. Like that's just out of the picture right now. Like right now I'm laser focused on the task at hand.
Just on Wilson Reyes, how would you see that fight playing out in the way that you guys kind of match up against each other?
Yeah, man, a lot of people think it's going to be like a striker. Like my style's like, you've seen me like knock out the tattoo guy, whatever. Knock people
Do you still get people approaching you over that video?
All the time, man. I'm like, yeah, you're the guy.
Where do you reckon is like the weirdest place that you've been recognized?
In at some pub, like at some tavern or something in the bathroom.
In LA, did you say?
No, at the bathroom at a pub.
Oh,
like
okay.
A tavern.
Yeah. What happens? You're at the urinal, some guy tries to shake your hand. Oh, hey, you're that guy.
Yeah, I am that guy. Gotta turn away. But now, where were we?
You're just talking about the matchup with.
Oh yeah.
People think you're a striker.
Yeah, people think I'm a striker, and I think people are gonna be surprised. Like a lot of people thought I was gonna get choked out by Tim Elliott. I ended up choking out Tim Elliott in a minute, so under a minute. So I feel like I think he might underestimate me on the ground, and he's gonna be surprised.
And if everything goes your way and you do beat Reyes, would you be looking for a quick turnaround? I mean, it's been a little bit of a time between your last fight with Perth. Would you be aiming for this Melbourne card?
Yes.
UFC 234?
100%, man. I want to be on that card. So after this fight, I'm going to get on the next one.
Wow. Well, there you guys go. When he's not...
We'll see you guys in Melbourne.
Yeah. I think that's the closest we'd get to a call out from Ben 10. We look forward to the fight and your return in Adelaide, and best of luck in the fight. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, no worries, guys. Thanks for having me.